So this is kind of a health and safety question, which is obviously something that's at the top of a lot of people's lists at the moment. How can I do hot desking or agile working? What about the risk of COVID?
Well, obviously, there's a risk for the foreseeable future while COVID is still with us that anybody sharing a desk in a hot desk environment, I don't like the term hot desk personally. It has all those negative connotations. I much prefer desk sharing. But anyone sharing a desk using a hot desk in a COVID situation, there obviously is the risk of contact and that sort of thing. I mean, the current scientific evidence is actually the risk of catching COVID through contact with a contaminated surface is quite low. However, we do need to minimise that, and it is a very real concern. The problem is, because of the social distancing we've had to put into offices to make them COVID secure, COVID safe, we've got reduced capacities. And if we're going to allow more of our people in and still maintain those regimes, we're going to have to put in some form of desk sharing. Also, if you are in and you're not, and you don't have desk sharing, you could be at one end of the floor and your next colleagues are, at the other end of the floor. So it's almost a lonely experience, especially if people are coming in because they're missing their colleagues. So I think desk sharing is a necessary part of office culture going forward. What we've got to do is ensure that while COVID is still with us, it's done in a safe way. We've got to ensure good cleaning. We've got to ensure very visible cleaning to reassure staff. Desk booking, I think, is a really good idea because that can be linked to cleaning regimes, and people know that they've booked a desk. It's been cleaned before they sit there, and it's going to be cleaned before at the end of the day, before somebody else uses it the next day. So it allows you to ensure that it's been cleaned before someone else sits there. So I think a desk booking system is a very, very good idea. You could even start doing visible measures like putting a little sign or sticker on it to say this has been cleaned. And it's back to that reassuring staff. Communication is very important. There's a high level of anxiety around the return to the office. Number one is public transport that we're seeing, especially for those in cities. But number two is cleanliness and safety, COVID safety in the office environment. So training of staff, making measures very visible, making the rules very clear. People want rules. From what we're seeing from our workshops and surveys, is staff want to be told and they want to know that their colleagues are following the rules. So it's important that you don't want to be to nanny people, but actually people want that reassurance. They want the notices up. They want to feel that there are steps in place and rules that everybody's sticking to make sure everybody is safe.